Hello everyone, Dale Campbell here, head of production at Geek I, with a little bit of a heads up. This episode gets a little awkward right around the end of the Tito scales, where we give the movies 1 to 10. It's our obligatory Tito scale, and towards the end of that I make a very distasteful joke. That I want to apologize for you guys too. Everything's been handled off air. We're all hunky-dory. We're all friends again. But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on that. And I hope that I don't offend any of you guys. If you have any complaints, please do send them to me, dale@geek-io.net. And I'd be more than happy to address them. But we'd like to thank you for your support of the show, and I hope that you enjoy our rant review of Power Rangers coming right at you right now.
You are listening to a podcast of the Geek IO Media Network. For all of our shows and more, visit geek-io.net. And to help support the network, head over to patreon.com/geekio.
Hello, gentle listener. While Geek IO holds its talent to the highest standards, what follows will likely involve the sort of language usually reserved for sailors on leave. If you're of a delicate disposition, then perhaps you would consider a different podcast.
Look, okay, I know it's against the rules, but I can't wait anymore. I need to just feel you.
Are you thinking?
No.
Just the tips?
Get that garbage out of here.
We have the rant and review.
Rant and review with your hosts, CJ Boat, Jared Azevedo, Raul Garza, and everyone's favorite Aussie, Dale Campbell. This week, is this movie about wieners better than wieners? Or is it just spilt milk? Find out. Rant review. Sausage.
Power Rangers!
You had to do one that doesn't even have Josh and me in the opening.
Fine.
Oh,
I mean, to be fair, I don't want to be here either.
Are we doing that? No, we're not doing last week's.
CJ?
Princess, a comfort for your loss.
Thank you, Natia. It is so good to have you back with us.
You have the mute control, Dale.
Good ceremony. Yes, General.
Dale did so long on this one. He put so much at the front of it.
Did he freeze? In interlocking headlights.
All right. Hello and welcome, friends.
Fires declare war.
What?
You're still a traitor, you worthless piece.
We were children, asked to fight an intergalactic war against an enemy we'd never met. Let's stop pretending our side stood on some moral high ground.
Oh shit, I just realized that's for the Power Rangers 2 movie.
Oh my god, as you can tell.
Your podcaster playground, episode number 236. Our rant review of Power Rangers 2017. I am your host, CJ the Deadliest Catch Boat.
I am scrolling through the show notes, Raul Garza.
I'm Dale.
What? 1 second. Drink for somebody not having a nickname.
I am Dale, forever the new kid on the block, much like Jenny Campbell.
I'm Carrie. If your friends all jumped off a cliff, would you do it too, Wilcox?
I'm Rachel, but where did that puddle come from?
I'm Josh. This movie shat the bed. And there's your puddle.
Drink.
Alright,
That's not a nickname.
Do we want to try and salvage this show at all?
This is we're talking about.
Hey, I'm black, but I figured, that was probably not very PC of me.
So this is Power Rangers, the 2017 one. It's currently on Amazon Prime, and I've been making a promise that once it got on streaming, that we would watch it. I've said that since the day that it came out, and it came on streaming, and then people still gave me shit about it recommending it. Movie synopsis.
Death of Age is salvage the show? Nah.
What, you think I was going to start over? Fuck that.
Well, just give me something to work with.
It's more entertaining this way.
Exactly.
How could that be the title of the show?
That's
Wait.
comedy.
So we have a movie synopsis here. A giant egg is unearthed at a construction site and soon open, releasing the terrible Ivan Ooze, who wreaks vengeance on Zordon for imprisoning him millennia ago. With Zordon dying and their powers lost, the Rangers head to a distant planet to find the mystic warrior Dulcea. Wait, what? Wrong movie?
Thank you, CJ. Thank you.
The funnier thing is Dale put the wrong movie in the show title, in the show notes on purpose, and I did the opposite. I went further with the joke.
What is the synopsis in the show notes?
I have a guess.
One is still in the show notes, though.
It's Fantastic Four.
DJ, the story is really 4 young outsiders teleport to an alternate and dangerous universe which alters their physical form in shocking ways. The four must learn to harness their new abilities and work together to save Earth from a former friend turned enemy. Wait, did I watch the right movie?
He's also
I
a
don't think
hacker.
I was. Also a hacker.
Or a blogger, rather. Sorry, he was a blogger.
A blogger.
Oh, this movie
Wait,
came out.
oh, I got this.
Uh-oh.
Rachel's got this, you guys.
I don't know what Rachel's doing.
She got this.
I don't know what Rachel's doing. This
Come
movie
on.
was released the
Here we go.
23rd
Here
of
we go.
March 2017.
Oh, she's looking up the real one to ruin my joke.
So who stars in this?
Yeah, there's a plot about somebody trying to protect crystal hidden inside a Krispy Kreme donut shop and detailed mythology about life forces of planets, but 5 kids have something to do with it too.
But Krispy Kremes are delicious, though. Why do you have to?
And they are the center of the universe and the source of all life. This show, this movie proved it.
Apparently, I'm like 6 cousins by marriage to the guy that invented them, supposedly.
Nice.
Here you go.
So, all right. All right, we're going to get here. Hold on. I got to get back to my notes. Where are my notes? There's my notes.
Right there.
So we have Dacre Montgomery, apparently some guy from Stranger Things, as Jason. Naomi Scott as Kimberly. R.J. Seiler as Billy. Ludi Lin as Zach. Becky G as Trini.
No, her name's Dee Dee.
And Elizabeth Banks. Elizabeth Banks is Rita Repulsa, and Walter White is Zordon.
Also, by the way,
that
Montgomery kid, what the biggest Zac Efron lookalike I've ever seen in my life.
Right? I actually had to turn and ask Josh if that was Zac Efron.
No, it's the douchebag from Stranger Things too.
So the fun part on this one is another one that I'm going to add in here. Billy's last name is Billy Cranston, named after Bryan Cranston from the initial Power Rangers. So we kind of have a full joining circle here.
A circle of ranging, circle of power.
Wait, that was the name of the actor in the original?
No. Billy Cranston, which is Billy's full name.
Yeah.
From the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they've already said that character was named after Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, he did a couple of the monster voices in the original series.
Yeah.
So it is full circle that Bryan Cranston finally gets to be in a Power Rangers movie.
A raging circle of
He was
power.
in several episodes of the original series. So.
Yeah, I know. The teaser trailer generated more than 150 million views in the first 48 hours. Originally scheduled for release on July 22nd, 2016, Lionsgate delayed the release to January 2017 to allow the film room to grow. The date was then pushed back again to March.
Really, they should have left it in longer.
Yeah,
right.
It is the first theatrical Power Rangers. Is this how this was actually put in IMDb, Dale?
How it was written. I copied and
It is
pasted
the
it.
first theatrical Power Rangers theatrical film in 20 years, theatrically.
I did not write that. I am not taking credit for this.
Department of Redundancy Department, how can I help you today?
In preparation for the movie, the streaming service Twitch streamed all 831 episodes of the show, lasting from March 14th to March 30th, 2017. And up until recently, that had the highest view count on Twitch with the Green Ranger's appearance.
What a shock.
Everybody loves Tommy.
Well, all the fanboys who can't let the franchise go, anyways.
Yo. The film opened wide. On March 24th, 2017, in The Breakfast Club, 1985, which the filmmakers call an influence for the film. The students meet for detention on March 24th, 1984, 33 years later.
Earlier.
Later. Time.
33 years later. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I've got a quote. There's nothing in here, but like,
Yeah, because I refuse to put any line from this movie in this doc.
did you notice that it only had one udder?
Yeah, I had to use both hands.
I had to use both hands.
That should have been
think of it,
one
Anna.
indication of why we should have just turned the movie off.
It wasn't even that big. Like, I could have done that with one hand. You didn't need to. Like, come on, dude. It must be your first time.
I actually want to know what happened to the cow after that.
He went and made Showbot.tv.
He was an utter disaster.
So Raul gave me a hint to take notes on this movie. So instead of taking notes like I do for S4 or Anime Otaku Show, I took down tropes.
Oh,
I have 105 of them.
wow. Before we start,
So I'm ready to CinemaSins this shit.
Okay.
You guys-
In the very beginning, where you've got Zordon as the Red Ranger crawling through the mud, just like they did this series. Just like they did this franchise was my first note.
Also,
And-
Rachel.
Aliens.
So, I want to point out that I was doing schoolwork the first time CJ watched this, but he was watching it with Delbert.
Yes.
Oh, God, poor Delbert.
We loved it.
Delbert.
This movie came around for me.
Comedy gold.
It went around the circle for me. Like it went from bad to
Being so
really
bad it was good.
and to a point where it was so absurd that I genuinely enjoyed it. And to
So
prove that it wasn't just a mental issue, because I watched this show 3 days after my mom died, I rewatched it again today, and I still enjoyed it.
I must admit something, all right? I'm going to come clean. I did watch the movie, so there's that. I watched the movie at 8 o'clock this morning. I can remember 3 things from this movie. 3 things.
So
3
I don't
plot things.
don't get me wrong on me saying that this is a good movie. By the way, I'm just saying that I enjoyed it. So we ready?
Found merit in its existence.
Yes. So are we ready for CJ CinemaSins?
Ding.
All right.
CJ Sin.
I have
Do I need to get it?
105 notes. Some of them are out of order because I missed the first part. I missed the first part of the movie while writing things down because I was dealing with my children. So some of these will circle back around to the beginning of the movie. But I'm going to just go in order. So, trope 1, male cow. 2, generic bully in detention. Called out. Thanks for that. 3, is that bully Ed Sheeran? 4, preppy girl with a phone. Yay. 5, mean girls. 6, cutting hair because reasons. And of course, it's perfect.
Yes, salon quality cut with scissors stabbed into a bathroom wall.
Yep. Nerd guy knows every tech. I think they're just trying to take the original Power Rangers and amping it up to 11. Billy reminds me a lot of Kel.
Sorry,
Heavy metal
pause.
medication.
Pause.
Bra and swimming scene. Unneeded rescue. Quote unquote dare me. Everyone's magically okay after a near-death experience. Teenager knows how to drift perfectly. I don't drive. Drives almost perfectly. Shirtless heartthrob. Smashed sink. Smashed phone. Notebook smack. Failed headbutt. Hot girl stops all talking at nerd table. Magic explosions with magic artifact. Random jump scare. Jump scare death. Perfect control of new powers. Perfect long jump. Smart guy overthinking. Nerd fails jump.
Did we just kill him?
Survive fall. The water's fine trope. Girls hate each other but do the thing together. One probably hates the other because she's pretty.
So, okay, So for them to get to the ship, they have to jump through the water every single time.
Yes, and that's the reason why only their hair is wet in every scene but one.
Every scene but one. Yeah, all right. We're up to note like.
We'll get to the water later when we talk about more plotty stuff.
I loved Zach and Billy's black conversation. That was amazing.
That was hilarious.
It's funny.
Unending water breathing. Magic water wall. Already perfectly dry, except for your hair.
Except for in that one.
Levity bot. This one garnered 2 lines. Literal wink at the camera!
Right?
Wait.
An actual wink.
Which was that one?
I'm a talking robot. You can trust me. Wink.
Wink.
Oh my god, the sound effect for his blinking?
So bad. I thought it was a problem with my headphones, to be completely honest.
No way out of the ship. English is primitive and known by everybody.
Right.
The future of the universe is in the hands of you children.
Yes, somewhere between infants and adulthood.
At least it wasn't 5 teenagers with attitude, right?
Right. Perfect placement of MacGuffin. No tectonic movement in 65 million years. The MacGuffin is exactly where it landed.
Yeah.
That's cool luck.
Plot recap flashback. Mentor is a dick.
Huge dick. But I only need one hand.
You're right.
He's got a
Splash
big
only
head.
hits. Water splash only hits one person.
Take him to the pit.
Crazy kid, of course, takes care of his mom. Lunatic mom of quote-unquote reject girl. Parents don't believe. Demand drug test. Stupid parents.
Right? What was that about?
Yeah, Trini's mom, that was way dumb. Stupid parents are stupid. Crazy witch. Failed first try. Gotta have a montage!
Montage! I actually like that montage, but that song is so bad.
Nut kick. Crime wall. Standing oblivious. Product placements!
Out of nowhere.
And how?
Deathmage points out montages are very important, you guys. They're so important.
Yes, without the montage, this movie probably would have been like 2.5 to 3 hours long.
Oh God, please no.
It would have been Transformers.
Oh God,
it already was.
It both has for
No. This was only Transformers for the last like 20 minutes.
The best part of the movie.
No, the best part was the credits.
No.
They were good-looking credits. I'll give you that.
State that the leader isn't ready for the thing that he is not ready for yet. Random nun interjection.
Oh yeah, because of course it's going to be a nun, right?
Down the mountain when it comes. I loved that. Okay, one other good thing about the movie was that bit.
Stop right before the death. Hero fights because you have to. You failed. Go home. Campfire brooding session.
I called it a campfire piss up, but we can all have our own opinions.
Campfire bonding session.
I don't know what I meant by good eater. I don't know what I meant by that.
Also, it was a really shitty bonding session, given that half the cast decided I don't want to bond with you after I already decided I wanted to bond with you.
I think that was CJ going, I'm hungry, so I'm just gonna vote.
Right. I called it Farmer with Shotgun because useless guns. Random explosions. Badass power walk away. The villain, of course, know who the heroes are.
Of course.
Of course.
Heroes badly lose round 1, then they gain their powers. Dubstep blast. Let's play.
Let's play. How many more do we have here?
I'm not even halfway done yet.
All right.
Keep going. Let's get through this.
Let's get through this review, CJ.
We're mixing up the rent review format anyway, so we've got this.
Please tell me that Jesus imagery is on there.
Yes.
Good.
Black Guy Dies First. Minor key cover song. The Power of Friendship. It's your time. Also note, if Jason died, Zordon would have absolutely jumped through that fucking thing, no hesitations.
Okay, so question.
Yeah.
A little bit of plot, okay? So
Yeah, that
Zordon
movie could've
says
used some.
yes, whatever there was, whatever the hell this thing was. They had to be like together to tap into the morphing grid to morph, right?
Yeah.
Explain, Rita.
No, not that.
I'm guessing they will, because even in the show, the green power coin operated differently.
Yeah, and she already had her powers to begin with.
Yeah.
Because
Not even
aliens.
that.
And she was a hero, too.
Yeah.
There's nothing saying that they have to remain that way. And they kind of showed the X factor with Billy morphing in the pit.
Right. That was my next point. If they have to go on that DDR pad to morph, like
No, they were rebooting it basically.
Yeah.
Just like this movie was a reboot.
There's 6 of these coming, you guys. Strap in.
So
Yeah, we'll see about that.
So like production wise, this just turned into like
It was exactly the same thing as the original Power Rangers, which was to sell toys.
Well, no.
This was a literal. This is everything in the '90s. Like everything was made to sell toys.
Well, no.
That's the reason why this movie was a commercial success, if not, though not a theatrical one.
Okay, I would understand if you had more of the fighting, the Zords, all that, in like sprinkled in. But you had that in the last 30 minutes. The first 3/4 of this movie is nothing but teen drama, high school teen drama.
It's the Breakfast Club.
It is the
Breakfast Club for angsty teenagers.
The cool montages.
Well, we still got the cool montages. Fits in the tantrums with that. We're gonna do that.
My biggest issue with this movie is they tried to do the teen misfits things, right? Like, okay, first of all, I love that they tried to put an autism spectrum character in as a superhero. I will not discuss how he was portrayed because I do not have a lot of experience with actual autism. I'll let people who are more familiar with it talk to how accurate that was, but I'm like that they tried. You had
for the record, it wasn't
Ranger.
egregious.
Okay.
It was movie autism, but it wasn't like that
offensive
kind of
stereotype.
Yeah.
Well, the thing of it was he was very clearly high functioning.
Yeah, that's it.
He was extremely high functioning for autism. And the scene where he's actually sitting there putting together, talking to his dad.
Yeah, in the mine.
My nephew does things like that. It's a grounding force for my nephew. I'm focused, but I need something to have my brain focused on other than what I'm focusing on, because I'm going to overload if I only focus on one thing. So it's a separation from what you're doing and what you need, what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
like,
Billy is like the main character in this movie that I genuinely liked. So any complaints I have about characterization, he is mostly exempt from.
Mostly.
Zach and
Billy
Queenie-
and Zach. I like Zach.
I don't like that he was introduced as creeping on some random chick. That wasn't cool.
Yeah.
The thing was,
that was short-lived though, thankfully.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to portray him as creeper. He was just happening to hang out there, happened to see her, and then be stereotypical teenage guy of haha chick.
Hey, that's not stereotypical. That is that is a lot of.
That's how that works.
Yeah, that is how that is indeed how that works.
and
Mr.
he just goes for this.
Hi, my name is Water Buffalo, and I heard you guys are doing a podcast right now.
And then you have Trini, who wasn't present for a good portion of the movie, but she eventually kind of halfway grew on me.
Yeah.
But the movie focuses, of course, on the two white characters, Kimberly and Jason. They are horrible fucking people.
Yes, they are.
Jason, first of all, throws away his entire career on a stupid bull and a penis joke.
Yep.
Kimberly is a sex criminal.
Yep.
She received a nude picture of her classmate, who, guess what? They're in high school. She was probably under 18. And texted it to somebody else without the subject's knowledge or consent. And even if she did have consent, it's child porn because the girl was probably under 18.
Exactly.
And then when her victim of this sex crime gets a piece of a robot crashing down and totaling her car, she laughs about it and says she deserves it. Because she had the audacity to be angry at Kimberly for committing a sex crime against her.
Wait, was that the friend? I thought it was another friend.
No, it was the friend.
No, because that's the whole thing about that scene is it's the two mean girls from cheerleading and the bully from detention who is jumping into the car.
Just got Ed Sheeran.
Crushed by the piece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and one of those two girls is one of the girls that she got the nude picture from.
Yeah, so
and then she continues to continues that by showing Jason the nude photo.
It just gets worse.
Like these are heroes are. Yeah, pardon.
Sorry, Death by Marriage makes a good point. Yet we get heaps of Jason and Kimberly, but nothing of Zach. Like nothing.
Like, I would love to see more of like him taking care of his mom and being
what we did. It was fantastic. So I have a feeling that, like with Kimberly and Jason, if they would have continued going to that, they would have overstayed their welcome with that. I think what we got with Billy and his family dynamic and Zach and his family dynamic was just enough, because this Provy has moved. Yes, I'll drink in a second. That once it focuses on something for so long, that it starts to lose its focus.
Yeah, and at least we did get to see also at the end Trini like bonding with her brothers. That was cute.
Yeah, and I'm glad they just had the one stupid scene with her mom and they just PTFO'd on that.
So okay,
Yeah.
so
But, like,
no one heard Rita pick up Trini and smash her into the wall.
Magic.
I was thinking that was like a dream projection, basically.
No, because the wall was smashed. That's what she was doing in the end. That was what she was doing.
Yeah, she was backward up the wall.
Then again, like her parents obviously don't give a shit about her, so they probably thought she was upstairs doing drugs.
So,
but these are supposed to be our heroes. These are supposed to be our role models, and the two people that the movie spends the most amount of time on. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention how Jason lied and used an autistic kid in order to steal his mom's minivan.
whoa, wait. Then again, it was Billy's idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was all
Zach,
Billy.
or Jason was going to take the car. He was going to steal the car and skip town with Kimberly.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But hang on, wasn't that the deal though?
The deal was he takes Billy there and he gets the van for a couple of hours.
A couple of hours. Jason was just going to run off with it. Because when Kimberly was like, hey, let's get out of this town, she was not talking about for a vacation.
I'm less annoyed about that simply because I could have seen that coming, like from here to there away.
But still, this is...
See that coming miles away.
So, like, yeah, there wasn't a ton of CGI stuff in the first part of this movie.
It was more so, I mean, it was obviously, the first half of the movie was obviously intended to set up the premise because, again, as I said to Dale in the pre-show, this is now 20 years after the first 5 were introduced. This is now for a completely new generation. You have to describe this because unlike something that is as prolific as Spider-Man or Batman, there are some people who will not know what these characters are about. These characters, for the most part, with the exception of mainly Trini, are their original characters amped up to 11 with a 90s edge on them.
Wait,
because
no.
This director was born the same year as I did, meaning his prolific years were in the 90s. Where
Isn't it 25
Dark and Gritty
years?
was it.
CJ.
Power Rangers came out in '93.
Yeah, 25 years
There's
ago.
something 25 years ago, I would know. But yes, but also that's not an excuse to literally pull together douchebags and slam them into each other. Like, that's, like, you can make a
On the
pure...
record, only 2 of them were douchebags.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
The whole
so you could have
concept
done,
of this movie
you could have
was
redone the
aggravating.
first episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in the first 20, 30 minutes of this movie.
And that's
Yeah, but
arguably my biggest offense with this movie is it's a Power Rangers movie and it takes an hour and 30 minutes to Power Rangers.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the biggest thing. Like, if any kind of negativity, like, my biggest thing is that as well. Like, no, Josh and I had a discussion in Discord. I could care less about the true source material of Super Sentai. I base this on the source material that it is given of Power Rangers. And by the way, going back and watching Power Rangers right after this, because Rachel forgot that the yellow Power Ranger was a guy in the original MMPR. Not Trini, the actor that they borrowed the Japanese from. Thus the call out at the end. The Yellow Ranger, he's neat.
Death by Mage
forgot
says,
about
I
that.
hate to wait an hour and 30 minutes for the Power Ranging and the theme song.
Yeah.
Okay,
An
and
hour and a
that,
half
that,
for
like,
the theme song to your own fucking movie.
a theme song that doesn't go at all with the rest of the score they chose for this movie. The whole hour and 30 minutes before this, they're ripping off Stranger Things, which admittedly it was a good score, but it was complete thematic dissonance when the theme song kicked in. I was just like, what the fuck is happening right now?
That happened in the Power Rangers too. Like, once the Zords came out, all shit hit the fan. Like, everything that was kind of built before the Zords come out is just gone. So,
well, yeah, but at least, but the music tends to at least flow into from one movement to another somewhat.
yeah, really, they kind of just do the weird, like, early
Dude.
90s boopy 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 movie sound to straight into dun 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 dun. Like, it's
And then we have Fits and the Tantrums doing hand clap. Like,
But
for them.
generic 90s movie is more neutral and kind of fades into the background, whereas this, they were putting a very strong emphasis on the score.
I didn't pay
He
too
was
much attention to
right
the
at
score,
the front of
so-
the mix.
Like, and the CGI that they did for Goldar.
I loved Goldar's look on this one. I'm sorry, I don't care.
It reminded me of the Spawn movie.
Everything
Oh.
but Alpha 5. Everything but Alpha 5, I liked the design of in this.
Okay, I kind of like Zordon's design, the whole wall. Him
The wall was
moving
kind of neat.
Like, I like the Ranger outfits. I like the Zords minus the Mastodon, which looked more
Spider-Don,
like
you mean?
yeah, let's say which more looked like a rhinoceros.
A rhinoceros.
A
Wow.
rhinoceros.
So yeah,
Quarrelsome
the five are the T-Rex, the pterodactyl, the mastodon, the triceratops, and the saber-tooth
tiger.
Saber-tooth
I was
tiger.
gonna let him try and get on that one. I wanted to say him flounder.
The thing with this
Hippopotamus.
is they go with the whole bioorganic thing. That's Hasbro's shtick now, I guess. So cool, go with that. I like the metallic finish they used. That was kind of nice. Fucking wedge heels. It's no wonder that Rita got pushed into the ocean because she couldn't fucking stand.
Couldn't walk,
Second.
yeah.
Boob plate. These are not presented as flexible bionic suits. They are presented as solid armor that solidifies into place over them. If you read what armor experts say about boob plate, when you have a pointy wedge pointed straight at your sternum, the second you get punched in the chest, you die. This is not a hypersexualization comment. This is a practicality comment. Boob plate kills. Quit using it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was a push-up version for sure too. Like it was.
Is there going to be a sequel? If so, I wonder if they're going to go pay off the mid-credit scene. There's been a bunch of consternation on that.
There were supposed to be six movies.
I think we're probably going to get 2, maybe 3. I can almost guarantee we are going to get a second one. because again, as I said earlier in the show, this movie is a commercial success.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the movie tanked at the box office, but of course, the toy sales made up for it.
Yeah,
Which is amazing.
Which again is what this entire thing was meant to do, is sell toys, is to market, and it did that. So in Hasbro's eyes and Liongate's eyes, you know, they can afford to put money into the movie, because between the marketing that it gets, whether or not it's good or bad, a lot of people were talking about this movie. A lot of people. Thus the 150 million people in 48 hours for the teaser trailer. Now you get another teaser trailer with the pretty cool looking suits, and then you get a flash of the green or the dinosaur in there, and I can guarantee that this will take off like nobody's business. So I can almost guarantee we are going to get a second one. I would imagine probably 2019, because Naomi Scott's super busy being Jasmine right now.
Actually, I just sorry.
They wouldn't do a solo movie just the Green Ranger saga, would they?
No.
I mean, Jason David Frank would love that, but
by the way, huge shout out to seeing all 4 of the existing the Rangers that are still alive and the ends in the town. That was amazing. I loved it.
Wait, what?
Wait a minute.
After the Megazord, all 4 of
notice at the end of the movie, Tommy and Kimberly standing there in the crowd with their cell phones.
So was Walter in the back, and Billy was back there too.
Yep.
I think not fucking Austin St. John wasn't there, but he's kind of distanced himself from all things Power Rangers. And the girl who played Trini sadly died.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm looking at some stats of this movie. It's sad.
I'm honestly kind of surprised they got I can't even think of his name. David Yost to come on, considering how shitty he was treated.
Yeah, he is since he kind of came out about the whole thing. He has
Literally
started getting
and figuratively.
a little bit, yeah. He's got more into the Power Ranger back into the Power Rangers fandom, and mainly because of being basically the diversity and the homophobic side of things, kind of getting the word out there that this is the stuff that he went through. And apparently Saban's like, yes, and they apologized and went through a whole lot of stuff with him, and so he's back on. Like, every time you get a Power Rangers reunion, you get everybody except for Austin St. John, because again, he did gay porn for a little bit. No, he didn't.
I thought Jason David Frank didn't like the
almost an identical twin of his went under the pseudonym of just Austin John and did gay porn. Then this guy could pass off as a doppelganger of Austin St. John, and his stage name was Austin John.
So I thought Jason David Frank didn't like the gritty reboot.
Jason David Frank wants to write several freaking gritty reboots.
Oh wait, no. Sorry. Did you ever see that old? I mean, it's not old, but it was an older, like really dark Power Rangers short film.
Yes, that he helped make.
Did he help make that one?
Yes.
His entire life is Power Rangers, dude.
Yeah, he did MMA and some softcore porn for a little bit, and I'm not joking about that one because I fucking saw him.
In which one?
Or did you see him fucking?
No, he did a bunch of Showtime, like, After Dark movies.
Well, did one turn into the other? Because I know that's a thing.
No, he did the Showtime stuff right after his huge stint on Power Rangers, and then did MMA fighting for a bit, and then came back to Power Rangers, did more MMA fighting, and then came back to Power Rangers.
Okay, so the first time he came back was Dino Thunder, wasn't it?
Yeah, Dino Thunder.
He did the white
Death by
Yes,
Mage.
Death by Mage is mentioning that in the chat.
Yeah. Yes, he was in Dino Thunder. He's been 4 different Rangers.
4. He's been green, white,
Zeo Red, and Dino Thunder Black.
Wasn't he the Gold Ranger, or was that?
That was Austin.
That was Austin St. John.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently he came back from his peace conference, and then still got shat on by everybody making the Power Rangers thing. And at that point, he's like, you know what? Fuck you guys and your Power Rangers. I'm done. I gave you guys a second try. Austin St. John, ouch. So I have more
Yeah,
notes, you
man.
guys.
By the way, before we get to those, I'm surprised that they did get greenlit for 6 more of these
No,
because
it was that they wanted to do 6 movies. I don't think they've been
Yeah,
greenlit.
they're like
Saban
looking at.
has written the plot for them.
Yeah, they're looking at the numbers. And it's like, I think we can stretch this out to 6 sequels.
Well, no, they pitched it as a 6 movie story arc, supposedly.
So the introduction of the characters, the Green Ranger saga, the death of the Green Ranger, probably the resurrection of the White Ranger, and then the finalization of Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed.
Are we going to get one with Power Range racing? Is that a thing?
Oh, RPM probably.
No. Turbo.
Turbo? No.
Turbo?
The one with the kid.
They.
Fun
wait.
fact.
Oh.
Fun fact. Speaking of the kid and Turbo, I auditioned for
Turbo's a good movie.
I auditioned for that role because I was way into martial arts when I was a kid. And they did a huge open casting call, and one of them was in Columbus, Ohio. So me and my grandma went down there, and I auditioned for that role.
That's fantastic.
I obviously didn't get it, or else I'd be in a lot better place than where I am. But
I don't know about that, child actors and all.
yeah. But that's just one of those fun things. I actually got a callback on that one too. Like there were 4 or 5 different callbacks, but I got 2. So I was getting ready. I did the one in Columbus, and then they did a regional one in Pittsburgh, and then I got another one that was in Cleveland, and then that's where they cut me.
Reggie, you never speak of the TMNT and Power Ranger crossover.
No, dude!
No, that's where the pizza episode comes in.
That's so cool.
Right. Remember that.
Because Venus de Milo's in that one. It's great.
Really good. Why didn't we watch that?
Because it was only a half hour. We tried doing TV on Rant and Review, Dale. It failed miserably.
I don't know. You suggested me to sit through Smash, and that worked out really well for everyone involved.
Like I said, it went really bad. The only one that was halfway decent was Beast Wars, and that was strictly because Budlong was pissed off about the whole thing, and that was great.
I loved Beast Wars.
I
enjoyed Beast Wars.
Budlong was so livid about the entire thing.
No, okay.
All of us were like, Budlong, what the hell is wrong with you?
He clearly hates fun.
Exactly.
Circling back to Power Rangers, because we're having a little fun here going off the.
Yeah.
Raul, you asked about the water into the ship. Yes, they have to go into the water every time. It's a whole metaphor of death and rebirth. Go into the water, come out of the water. It ties into the Jesus metaphor with Billy dying for the team.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also,
Because-
that's a way to
because
get
that's-
the girls to be in wet outfits for a couple of seconds.
Also, that's what I want in my Power Rangers superhero films is Jesus imagery.
Yeah.
You got your Jesus imagery in my Power Rangers movie. You got
Right?
your Power Rangers in
So
my Jesus Christ imagery.
I'm up to note 78, you guys.
All right, let's go. Let's hear some more of them.
Cat calling construction guy.
Right?
Head
That
pun.
off.
Side note: the Zords are controlled with Wiimotes, you guys.
Oh, there's
No, they're
something.
Joy-Cons.
Wiimotes and spinal taps.
Yep.
Yeah, I know what was missing in this movie.
I needed butt controllers in this movie.
No.
Bulk and Skull. We needed both of them as comic
They
relief for this.
combined into discount Ed Sheeran. They did the fusion dance and came out discount Ed Sheeran.
Now, would you consider that a successful or a failed fusion, considering how scrawny he is compared to Bulk?
Yes.
But wait a minute, Bulk and Skull. If you do the fusion name, it just comes out to Bull. So Bulk and Skull were the bull in the beginning of the movie.
Exactly.
No, Bull is what this movie was. So,
And it's not in love with your body. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah,
so
ah.
quick thing. Billy thinks that he can make friends by illegally tampering with a anchor monitor.
He's going to try and make friends in any way that he possibly can because he wants to make friends, but he doesn't.
He
really
doesn't
know
understand people.
Yeah, he doesn't get people because of his autism.
Yeah. Oh, and it's not that kind of van. Looks like that kind of van.
Every van is that kind of van.
Every van is that kind of van.
Every van is that kind of van.
Okay, this was one that I noticed because I've been looking at the like continuity. The dent inside the van when you have
The roof.
yeah.
Yes. Where the inside the van is dented way in, and on top it's completely fine.
No, it's the other way. The other way.
Yeah,
flat.
Yeah, Zach lands right in the middle, and you see the dent on the top, but it's perfectly fine on the inside.
It's in, yeah.
Oh,
Also,
kids,
I love
if you
all
want to
these
be
shots
popular, just beat up the bullies.
I also love all these shots of teenagers catching up and running alongside speeding vans.
Yeah, I'll get to that's one of my second viewing notes. I got to that.
Also, how bad was that first car chase? But I'm sure we'll get back to that.
We got 2 car chases in 20 minutes.
Yeah, Fast and the Furious, bitches.
Angel Grove Drift.
Nerd does thing backward because that's how nerds do. Fun note. Jason steps on Bumblebee. I go, oh, poor Bumblebee.
No,
Sorry, Bumblebee.
No, he kicks him. He kicks him.
But it was
no,
right.
he stepped on it because he picked up his foot and it was still on it.
He steps on it and I'm like, oh, poor Bumblebee.
Oh.
And then they do it, and Delbert
and Delbert at the same time. We're like, oh, poor Bumblebee. And literally the next sentence is, sorry, Bumblebee. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Same reaction,
What did I
unfortunately.
just walk into?
I broke Josh when I reminded him that they're both Hasbro properties, so they can do that.
So, okay, during the montage scene, they had that Kung Fu Panda donut scene between Trini and Kimberly.
Yeah, the Kung Fu Panda, I'm totally not flirting with you scene.
Yeah. Again, the insinuation of that one is Trini was flirting with Kimberly, and Kimberly is too, pretty girl stuck up her own ass to realize that.
They have a Stand By Me cover in this
Oh
movie.
my God.
Well, that's what I
During the
mentioned
Jesus
with.
sequence.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. Minor key cover song. Because
hand clap.
I don't even care about hand clap, but no, you don't do that to songs like Stand By Me. That is a classic. And should be used for much greater effect than that phoned in scene.
Yeah.
So what's the casualty count of Angel Grove at this point?
Not enough.
I was going to say all of it, but clearly that's not enough either.
A Krispy Kreme.
A Krispy Kreme.
The casualty count of Angel Grove is 2 hours of my life.
By the way, speaking of Krispy Kreme, because we totally were, I just finished those donuts.
You finished the pumpkin spice donuts finally?
Yeah.
They
I'm
just
surprised
came out
they
with
kept that long.
They came out with in freezer. They're fine. But they just came out with Nutella filled ones at Krispy Kreme.
Girl.
Do you want?
They're not gonna.
Do you want us to bring you some Nutella filled Krispy Kremes when we come on there in June?
So every movie since 2005 has had the cell phone scene where they see something happen and they just film it or take a picture of it.
I mean, because that's what people do. Like,
Yes.
that's not an exaggeration. That is what fucking people do.
Yes.
They'll
But people
fucking
do,
call
like-
the fucking police.
Yes, look at major
Yeah, you
this
maybe
last
have one
last
person.
week. Wow.
You maybe have one person calling the police, but everybody else with their damn phones out looking at it. Like, that is not a movie. That is not Hollywood. That is reality.
Sad reality.
But yeah, look at the morons who were out in Hurricane Irma standing at
in
the coast,
the bay
filming
when it goes out
in the bay.
Tampa Bay as the tide goes out, not expecting for that fucking wall of water just to come back in.
Wait, weren't there people actually trying to shoot the hurricane?
Yes.
That was a joke. That was satire.
Yeah.
Are you sure? It is Florida.
That was satire. This
There
is
were
not
speaking-
Texas.
There during Hurricane Jean back in 2005, my mom and I lived in a condo building, and we watched as the metal roofed parking structure of the condo building next to ours fell apart and started sending flying sheets of metal, gigantic, flying in the wind in the 100-mile-per-hour winds. And people from that building went outside and started trying to catch them.
Metal topped parking garage is my garage band name. It's my
Metal roof parking structure?
Yes, it's my Green Day cover band.
I'm surprised we didn't see someone there with a blogger camera. Hey guys!
Hey guys! It's
your
Billy
boy!
Joel here. It's not Billy.
Oh, you're doing it wrong.
It's your boy Billy Joel. How's it going? Yes,
Actually, I'm practicing this for not at all any reason. Yo, dog, it's your boy CJ. Look at this shit over here. Don't you
got some giant fucking robots over here.
This giant goddamn golden dragon thing. This is the hottest. This shit is so lit. They going ham on them.
CJ, what you
I'm not
have
at
to
all
then do, right? Right, CJ, everyone stop.
I will cut you. I will cut you.
Everyone stop. We're workshopping this live on the air now. So CJ,
Yes.
I love the enthusiasm. I've just got one note for you.
Uh-huh.
You've got to make sure you take a photo of the dead robot and make sure you put it in the thumbnail of your video.
Yeah, no, of course. That's how you do.
So
That's your boy.
Sorry, I've got a second note. Sorry, I lied. I got a second note. At the end of every video, you've got to make sure you explain a complicated way for people to quote unquote join the notification squad.
Smash that subscribe button and make sure all of y'all hit that bell, because that's the only way y'all's is actually gonna be following your boy when it's lit.
And the check mark.
I think we've got into Carrie already.
I'm gonna come in and hit you if you keep talking like that.
I actually.
Your boy Billy Joel.
What's that, Carrie?
I said I actually kind of have a little bit of a headache now.
Sorry.
Oh,
Billy Joel
CJ.
Apparently
Okay. No, it's okay. It's karma for me making his head spin because I had to mark up his glasses earlier today.
Shame, CJ. Shame.
Yeah.
An unbeliever.
By the way, if you are watching us live on Twitch, we do appreciate if you do hit that love button and give us a follow.
Yep.
It'd be greatly
Hit the love button. Whoa, Dale.
Hit
Whoa.
that love button. Smash that love button.
Smash that love button. Wow, that's a
Destroy
really
that
bad
shit,
love.
I mean,
That's a really bad love boat spin-off.
All right, I'm gonna really quick slam through the rest of these.
Dick button. Love button. Yes.
Mean Girl Payback. Wrong side driving while talking. Fake bad guy death. Ultimate crystal found 50 feet underground when nobody else ever noticed it when they were building buildings on top of it. Window hands. First step trip. Chekhov's body grab. Heroes don't kill the villain. Regret it later. Throwback to the beginning of the movie. Doesn't know how space works. Villain clearly lives. Dad knows secret identity. He's so cool. Never gets character's name right with, Dee Dee. Hip hop sampled cover song. Marvel mid-credit scene. Second viewing. Mentor's original leader. Alien talking. Only humanoid aliens exist. Live animal mascots. Nerd can't stop talking. Fake tech talk. Explain the diagnosis because everyone's an idiot. Failed/delayed explosions. Undamaged vehicle until major issue. Teleporting train. Flirty girl only after nerd does a thing because the hey Billy going down.
Hey Billy.
Obvious water. Give me a drink trick. Cave looks like a vagina.
That's the first part of the metaphor.
Wow, CJ, that is a reference and a half.
Convenient gravity and accidental groping.
Can we talk about how the gold mine is supposedly being decommissioned, but there was enough gold to create fucking Goldar?
Right.
What?
So
That was a shit
so
ton
now
of
there's a
gold.
giant mass of gold that's still cooling down because Goldar was like thousands. It takes thousands of degrees to melt gold, and he was molten.
I'm gonna say molten. Yeah, gold's actually pretty soft and not
Gold
that
is
hard.
a very soft and very heat conductive metal. So,
But still, I mean,
just like
it's still a few hundred degrees.
If you want to get technical, gold's melting point is 1,948 degrees Fahrenheit.
All right then.
You're welcome.
Wow, what is that in Celsius?
Space
But
point.
for something that big, it's super hot. And yeah. So when they,
that's kind of shown when he actually starts touching the Zords, and the Zords start conducting flames just from him touching them.
Mm-hmm.
but he should have been wreaking a lot more havoc on the environment he was in.
Holy crap! Thank you, Death My Mage, for the
Mage.
500 bits.
Oh, thank you. You're so cute.
Thank you,
Yay.
So cute.
Remember, smash that love button.
Smash that love button. Smash it. Smash it like an avocado. It's your boy.
It's your boy.
Billy Joel. It's your boy.
It's your boy, Billy Joel.
It's your boy, Billy Joel.
I
Billy
closed-
Joel, the blogger.
I closed the rest of my notes, so there's those. I'm not pulling them back.
Completely understandable.
So,
That was a trip through time.
Any other notes before we go ahead and head on into the mid thing, and then go ahead and get back around and do some ranting and reviewing of this? Well, Titoing this.
Tito stacking. Do we want to do a little bit on the production side? So I don't feel like I've how shitty this camera work.
Really want one quick note. What the fuck was with the dialogue in this movie?
So
I think there were
unnecessary responses.
I think there were too many writers for this, and that's kind of a problem with the thing like this. It is very obvious that there were too many writers involved in it, and then they may not have crossed paths with each other. So it's like these people wrote this one and then wrote a response, and then didn't realize that there was going to be a second question following that one.
So it's like that exercise we did in creative writing class a long time ago, where I write a line, the next person writes a line, the next person writes a line.
Exactly. But turns out in Hollywood that makes things kind of shit.
That's why
And it did in creative writing class too.
that's why comic series are very hard to follow, because they get a new writer and artist for every freaking
yeah.
Yeah, but at least there's one writer on that
arc.
set. Like there's not like 4 different people contributing to 2 lines of dialogue.
And half of them are high schoolers writing a skit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like most writing, when you have a writing team, they have to be in the same room.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
They do not. Especially in today's society, God no. There is no way that there is. Writing rooms are for the most part strictly television now.
Okay.
Writing room, like writers for movies, are typically writing several different movies at once.
Ah.
Writers get really shit on in the Hollywood level. Like they're hired and they're like, all right, so you need to write these like 6 things, and these all need to be done before tomorrow. Like
That's all very contracted out these days. Death by Mage says that they know screenwriters and they've heard the stories. I wouldn't doubt that screenwriters are interesting.
So it's just not voice actors that are getting the shaft.
no, writers are really, really, really shat on.
They're
And
basically
getting shaft? What?
So what is
they're
it?
basically
Just
being treated like the monkeys with typewriters.
yes, exactly.
so what? The only ones
allegory
that
the allegory got too real, and then they started making an existence.
So what is
Yeah,
it?
but
The
the
only
writers
people who are cared for are like actors, directors, and producers.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's the reason why you had people still protecting people like Harvey Weinstein when he did his thing. Like, anybody who gets billing on a movie poster is protected, essentially. And even then, not always, because, I mean, look at Kevin Spacey. Like,
I was about to say, look at what happened to Kevin Spacey.
All right, what do we got for our mid-show break?
so, as soon as I can find it, because my playlist got deleted somehow. Hold on.
Death by Age in the chat says I had TV executive threaten a creator because he didn't. He could, in quote, get a room full of nerds to write what I want for $400.
Yep.
Jesus, that's rough.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, executives are like, yeah, these guys are puppets. Like, and if they don't write what the executive thinks the movie is going to be, yeah, it's you are gone, and I will get a high school student for you.
I mean, there's a lot of examples of studios ruining movies, TV series because they don't understand what the writer, screenwriter, or director are going for.
Right. It's
bullshit is what it is.
Yeah.
Shown in bullshit.
Though it's going to be interesting because in the gaming world, Hideo Kojima does not have a lease anymore. Doesn't have Konami.
Yeah, and look what a fucking acid trip Death Stranding is.
Yep.
Oh boy.
All right. So you remember how Carrie said that there was a dissonance there about the Power Rangers theme playing? I think it was because it was a bad version of the song. You want to know what a great version of the song is?
Something by Jonathan Young.
Jonathan Young's metal cover of the Power Rangers theme.
You know what? One of these days we need to have do the Proto Men make covers?
They actually have an entire album called The Cover Up.
Yeah,
and they have another album of entirely Queen.
Yeah, the difference is Jonathan Young responds to me when I ask him if I can play his music. Yeah. The Proto Men have yet to respond to me when I ask them if I can play their stuff. So that's the difference. It's not that I don't want to play the Proto Men. It's that I don't have permission to play the Proto Men.
Completely understandable. Let's stay on the legal side of things.
Exactly. I mean, he now monetizes Jonathan now monetizes pretty much all of our videos because, well, we use his stuff in a lot of stuff. But it's okay.
Monetize our videos anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So we're giving him a little bit of money. I'm not arguing. All right, so we're going to play Jonathan Young's cover of the Power Rangers theme, and we're going to be back with some Tito stacking. Stay tuned.
Tito toppling, you mean?
This is what we give Jonathan Young. CJ?
What?
Need a little bit more volume.
I turned it down because I thought it was too high.
Oh.
There's nothing going right now.
No, now I paused it.
Power and a force that you've never seen before. They've got the ability to morph into even up the sky. No one can ever take them down. The power lies on their side. Go, Power Rangers! Go, Power Rangers! Go, Power Rangers! I'm Morphin Power Rangers! They know that the fate of the world is lying in their hands. They know to only use their weapons for defense. No one can ever take them down. The power lies on their side. Go, Power Rangers! Yeah! Go, go, Power Rangers! Oh, go, go, Power Rangers! Mighty Morphin Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Mighty Morphin Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Mighty Morphin Power Rangers! Yeah!
There we go. I can turn my headphones back up now. Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
That was the cover of the Power Rangers theme by Mr. Jonathan Young.
Yeah, yeah.
Rocking, as always. So,
Stella.
it is time, my friends, to begin what we lovingly call our Tito scores. This is our Tradies in the Outback, our obligatory 1 to 10 scale with half points in between.
I don't know whether I'm proud or ashamed that this has lasted this long.
Yes. Yes, Dale. Sorry, I was muted. Yes, Dale. Yes. The funny thing is that the stream heard me, but you guys didn't.
Why is nobody responding to me?
Right? What's the deal with the mute?
All right.
What's the deal with the mute?
So
I mean, come on.
Come on, I was talking and everything.
I'm gonna go last. So, because that's apparently I'm gonna have to end this on a high note. So, Rachel.
Wait, hang on. Did you just? No, stop. No, die.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Clearly, you rolled snake eyes.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dale. I don't have dice at my desk. Why would I have dice?
You have no die. I mean, audio listeners are none the wary that you don't have dice at your.
Yeah, I don't have any dice at all at my desk.
At all. You hold up your sack. Rachel, go. Welcome to the mana pool.
TJ's playing with this giant bag of dice. Why am I not surprised?
He's playing with his bag.
This is my tiny sack. I have a big sack in the living room.
The fact that your sacks are interchangeable concerns me.
Attachable and interchangeable. It's kind of, not going there.
Yeah. Hey.
Ew.
So, growing up, I never got into Power Rangers. Like, I watched it because it was mindless and it was stupid and it shut my nephews up. Simply put, the few callbacks, well, not few, the quite a few callbacks to the OG series made me smile. Sitting and watching the end of it before watching the beginning of it, keeping in mind I missed nothing in the first half of it. After we went back and rewatched it, and I kind of slept through the first half and woke up right where I entered with CJ and Delbert watching it together.
You didn't miss much.
I really didn't miss much.
You missed nothing at all.
I missed half-assed character development, which I kind of rejoined in right before they, I walked into this the first time when they jumped into the water with the dead body, and I was trying to figure out what was going on. I was like, it makes sense. It works. It's Power Rangers. Somebody dies, somebody comes back. It is what it is. Watching the ending with Delbert and CJ the first time, with them calling out, especially the Bumblebee thing, I almost fell off the Papasan chair. And we've got it up against a big picture window, so that would have been really bad for me. The callbacks that I saw during that first watch made my heart happy. Seeing the remaining living original Rangers in the crowd, you kind of go, oh my god! Because that was our generation. Would I watch it of my own volition if I had nothing to choose from? I'd throw it on for background noise. Yeah, the Power Ranger Jesus logic, I can't get behind that. Although, Zordon is God, sure, why the hell not? Definitely not perfect at any means, and definitely too many hands in the writing pot in this, because some of it was just so disjointed it wasn't... Take it with a grain of salt and go, okay, next scene will make more sense. Nope, still doesn't make any sense. Okay, next scene makes a little more sense. Nope, we're back to derailed. It's getting a 6.
Oh!
Which is probably higher than I should be giving it. But I can look at that and remember watching my nephews pretending they were Power Rangers when they were little. And I could so totally see them pulling some of the crap that these guys pulled, especially my nephew, who does have Asperger's syndrome, which is the autism spectrum disorder, is ridiculously high functioning. I can see him there. And it makes my heart happy. And listening to CJ and Del with their antics, watching it was priceless.
All right. Next up we have a loaded die, apparently.
Wow, a loaded die. Good for you to be on the show.
I rolled 1 3 times, by the way.
Get those ones out of your system, please.
Right?
Kerry, you're still muted in Zoom from the break.
That's weird. I'm unmuted now.
Yes.
This movie. My typical metrics, was I entertained? Not really, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I had fun watching it with Josh and Dia, but that's because of who I was watching it with. And that we were able to point out things like, where the fuck did that puddle come from? All of that good stuff, lampooning the stuff that deserved to be lampooning. Calling out some of the good stuff like Billy. Billy was awesome. And, treatment of women, there wasn't much. There were female characters, they existed, they got shitty armor. But there wasn't a ton of, super egregious sexism other than the boob plate and the heels. I still don't get the whole sex crime thing, but whatever.
But don't you want to be a fabulously dressed in heels, able to high kick and walk without breaking your neck?
Honey, I'm a black belt, almost 2nd degree. I can high kick barefoot.
But can you do it in heels?
Heels.
I know better than to do it in heels.
Note to self, never get in a fight with Carrie.
Yeah, don't fight with Carrie. Note that down. And done.
I watched Power Rangers growing up, only the original one. I did not. So, I mean, this was a very long time ago, so my memory is probably faded quite a bit, but I didn't see a whole lot of what I remember about Power Rangers in this movie. I remember bright, colorful, sassy teenagers fighting monsters and saving the day. And I got dark and gritty DC wannabe. I cannot in good faith recommend this movie to many people. If you're feeling nostalgic for Power Rangers, go back and watch the original Power Rangers. It's all there.
It's real bad though.
Or I'll let Josh make the point that I was about to make because I know he's going to. But this did not hit any nostalgia buttons for me just because there was so little left of what I remember from my own childhood. And obviously that's my own subjective experience. Other people are going to feel differently. But at the end of the day, I can't really recommend this movie, so I can't give it more than a 5, but also it was better than Sausage Party. So that's something.
That's not really a good bar to.
So I'm going to go in the middle and give it a 3.
All right. Roll.
God, I'm glad we have 6 people.
You can't see it until you see the stream. Aliens.
Yeah.
You see the stream.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
And
All right. Enough having fun with OBS. Okay. So 3/4 of this movie was just high school teen drama with a little bit of superhero sprinkled on top. And it's just like, why is this edgy McEdgelord all the time? And it's just, I don't want this. Power Rangers, the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. You opened up with a great skydiving scene. Great. It was action. You had the action, then you had Ivan Ooze popping out, you had the putties, you had fight, lose their powers, you get the plot, what there was in the original movie. Fighting, and then the nice shiny Zords come out. That's a Power Rangers movie, not what this is. And I understand that the original Power Rangers movie came out at the height of the Power Rangers fandom. Very much at the height of its fandom.
Yeah, literally 2 years after the show came out.
Yeah, and they've
still running.
Yeah, and they still released movies for that would like wrap up the series or just be placed in a filler arc of the series. Power Rangers Turbo. Wow,
Turbo was the introduction to those guys, actually.
Yeah, it was the introduction. That's right.
Yeah, that was that was basically the pilot for after Zeo into Turbo.
Yeah. And then you had that whole long drawn out series with they got to find Zordon. Where's Zordon? What's that? We found him. We have to destroy his chamber. Okay. And everything goes to peace.
Just one piece.
What, they go to become the king of the pirates?
I didn't like this movie. I did enjoy the last 20-30 minutes of this movie because it was action. It was something just to great. Something's actually happening on the screen now. Could they not afford to have the suits on all the time? Something. So I can't recommend this movie like Carrie says, and I have to give it a 3. It's not a good movie. I probably would have. I don't leave theaters very often, but
you wouldn't have left the Alamo for this.
Oh hell no! I'd probably order more food just to drown my sorrow in. I'd probably order booze to drown my sorrows in.
Hey Josh, hashtag Manipool, high low.
Low.
Dale, go.
Hi. Oh, is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing? Well. Hey. What was I doing? I was doing other stuff.
Thank you,
I'm
Dale.
so cute. This. Well, you're welcome.
Yes, I
The
can.
cards.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Breakfast Club. I'm gonna start there. Probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Granted, I'm a child, so my opinions don't matter. So there's that. But everyone's said this or going to say this coming up. I don't have a unique opinion on this, and like I said at the beginning of the show, I saw this movie 4 hours before airtime. I cannot remember the middle of the movie at all. I remember bits and pieces, but particularly when I leave it that late to watch movies, I normally remember exactly what happened where. Like when CJ was going through his notes, the middle notes, sure. They were a thing that happened on the screen, I guess. Don't quiz me about it because I'll lose. And they tried to do a Breakfast Club ripoff. Sorry, never mind. They tried to do a Fantastic Four Breakfast Club ripoff. Because I got some really bad 2015 Fantastic Four vibes off this.
You were a bit redundant there, Dale.
You're welcome. And it was just PTSD is what I got from this movie. Yes, the action scene, one of them, that we got at 1 hour and 40, was good by 1990 standards, but we're talking about a 2017 movie here. And by 2017 standards, I can't give this any more than a 2. Because I was not entertained at all. Yes, I smiled at some of the dumb stuff, but there were dumb stuff that isn't arbitrary to the film. And again, there was way too many writers on this, and it was less about being a Power Rangers movie and being an ununique garbage fire.
All right. Josh.
Okay, so I've touched on this previously. Full disclaimer right off the bat. I am a Super Sentai aficionado. A purist, if you will. Because, much like most guys in my age group, I grew up watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when it first came out in the early 90s. And I watched it for several years because I was the target demographic. I was a young boy. I liked giant robots. I liked superheroes. I liked explosions and flashy colors and good triumphing over evil. And it was sufficient at that point in time. As I grew up, I discovered that the reason some of the action footage in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers looked so strange was because it was stock footage taken from a completely different franchise. Toei's Super Sentai franchise, which has been running for over 45 years now, and is one of its more beloved TV franchises. And when I started watching these shows, it really pulled the nostalgia goggles off of my head, threw them to the ground, and exploded them with giant robots and laser beams. And showed me just how much of a hack job Haim Saban did with the source material. For those who remember the second season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, where they got the Thunderzords and the White Ranger showed up, that was hashed together from 3 different series. They kept the original suits, which were from Zyuranger. They used the White Ranger's suit from Dairanger, and only his suit, and the Thunderzords themselves were stolen from Dairanger as well. And they just threw it into a blender and said, okay, here's your second season. And they stopped doing the mishmash so much going forward. But yeah, every season of Power Rangers has been taken from Super Sentai. And as time has gone on, it's gotten more and more about, like CJ said, the toy sales. And the toys aren't even that good. If you look at the Bandai of Japan releases for the toys for the Super Sentai series, this is a series and a franchise and a merchandising campaign that is made with the knowledge that this is a 45-plus year franchise. It honors the guys who grew up watching the show alongside the kids of the guys who grew up watching this show. The stories are well written, the characters are well written and well acted. There's actual plot and character development, consequences to actions, villains with actual motives. And that all gets stripped away alongside with 80% of the plastic and functionalities of the toys when it's brought over to America and given to Haim Saban to bastardize. And I completely stand by the term bastardization. It's not the same as it is, and I can't forgive that for what I've come to love. I sat down to watch this movie because I'm a part of this series, and obviously I'm going to be the dark horse here because of how much this irks me. But the thing that really drove the nails under my fingernails was at the very end of the credits, based on Super Sentai by Toei Ltd. Fuck you, Saban. I'm okay with you taking your Power Rangers concept and trying to make it its own thing. Please make it your own thing. Disconnect from Super Sentai. Come up with your own plots, your own costumes, your own robots, and go with that. Leave the franchise that I've come to love for the superior product that it is the fuck alone already. You can't take something called Shinkenger, based on samurai, that oozes Japanese culture and lore and symbolism, and make Power Rangers samurai. And a bunch of white people, and even the fucking joke characters from the original series. Cultural appropriation out the ass. And this is probably one of the few times I'm going to be the rock bottom on a Tito, because there was so little to like about this movie at all. I had to struggle to find things. And it was mostly Billy, because I have a little brother who's on the spectrum. It's nice to see a superhero that he might be able to identify with. You know, I smiled a little bit when they did that just tiny bit of the classic theme, because even if I dislike the franchise now, it's still a fun theme from my childhood. It's going to get most people who grew up hearing it, you know, when they woke up and got their bowl of Lucky Charms or what have you for the morning. You know, that little bit of nostalgia hasn't been destroyed, but it was a bad movie with bad shooting, with mostly bad characters, paper-thin plot, terrible CG in spots, and they're trying to make a franchise out of it based on sales of crap toys. Like, the toys aren't even that great.
And
it's a terrible thing.
Yeah, sorry to interject, and I'll let you finish in a sec. But they're, in theory, making more of these on the promise of good toy sales.
But that's the thing, the toys are going to be just as crap because it's being handled by, well, now Hasbro, which hasn't had the best track record with their Transformers shit lately. But, yeah, so this is me, usually Mr. Positive, you know, high end of the reviews. I give this movie a 1.
Damn.
And for you audio listeners, I'm flipping off my camera. I did not like this movie. I would not have ever watched it if CJ hadn't decided to make it a rant and review. And I stand by my opinions because this is a topic I feel strongly about because
I'm not sure if it was different for you, but I remember Power Rangers being 5 days a week.
Yeah, it was a Monday through Friday morning show for most of its run.
Morning. I remember after school.
Yeah, I got the.
I think they shifted it eventually because I know I remember catching it morning sometimes. I think it was one of those things where the network would run it like 6 a.m. time slot for some reason, and then like 4:30 in the afternoon or something like that. But either way,
They just played it as much as humanly possible because
because toy sales.
It printed money.
Raul, you and I are just from the timeline where it aired in the afternoon.
Yeah,
it was on both. Like I distinctly remember watching like older episodes with that and Bobby's World and shit like that on Fox Kids, and then later,
Fox Kids.
like the afternoon ones would be the more up to date ones. Like the ones in the morning would be way older ones. Why did that get auto modded?
My guess is
because of the word bastardization.
This is the word bastardization.
Bad auto mod. Bad.
Right.
I don't know how low auto mod means to auto mod the word bastardization. That's weird. Sorry. Peek behind the curtain. I was wondering why.
I remember it being on Fox, and then they shifted to ABC, and then Nickelodeon.
It was for me. It was straight from Fox to Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I don't remember it ever being on ABC. And I watched mostly up through Lost Galaxy, I believe.
Yeah, Lost Galaxy was up to was on Fox, but then I think for Wild Jungle or something like that.
Wild Force,
and I think Mystic Force.
See, those were Nickelodeon for me. Like those just jumped straight from Fox to Nickelodeon. Yeah. I think Wild Force was the last one I remember seeing on Fox.
Yeah, Death by Mage is confirming that Lost Galaxy was the last Fox/Saban one.
Okay, well then I missed. Then I am absolutely Mandela affecting that one.
Well, I mean, again, we've already accepted the fact that you and I are actually from the different Berenstain universes.
Yes.
So
one of you had this when it aired. They had that rerun marathon that aired right after the Shazam.
Yes. Me, apparently.
Yeah, right.
Yes, Sinbad's famous genie movie, Shazam.
I do. And yes, I absolutely remember having Berenstain Bears.
But anyways, yeah, that's me and my one for my Tito.
The reason why I have the goatee, I come from the evil universe.
Go ahead and bring the total up a little bit, CJ.
All right.
Yeah, never tell, buddy.
So
if you get this a 10, I am
no.
Thank fuck for that, because you would have been down a producer.
No. And I brought this up again because Josh and Carrie weren't with us when this happened. A lot of how I judge a movie, especially in the first viewing, is what my mind place is when I'm watching it. I was dealing with shit upon shit upon shit. Probably the lowest that I've been. So Delbert comes over, and I'm like, oh shit, I have to watch this movie. Fuck, I have to watch this movie. Fine. I'll watch the damn movie with Delbert here, because why not? It's fun watching movies with people. Or else it would have just been me in my magical erasable notebook, which I fucking love, by the way. All of those notes, handwritten in my magical erasable notebook.
I believe it.
And I would have just sat and watched it, and I probably would be with Raul and Carrie. Maybe a 4 if I wasn't with people. But I sat and I watched it, and I had so much fun poking at it. I had so much fun tearing it apart. And this show has always kind of been, obviously, this entire thing is a subjective thing. You know, none of this is ever a objective thing, except when Dale is wrong about Spider-Man.
I'm going to do my own episode of the Spider-Man: Homecoming and replace it with the actual episode that was on the air.
I think you should watch. I think I'm gonna watch it with you when I get over there and see if you enjoy anything.
I had my reasons to not like that movie as much as everyone else. I think I still gave it like a 7 or something.
No, I think you gave it a pretty low score. I don't remember.
Where are we? No, I gave it a 7.
Yeah, I say you shat on that movie.
It's still a decent score. Anyway.
But I had so much fun MST3King this movie, essentially. And I had a blast with it. And yeah, the first half of it, I did get real tired of the teenage stuff. And that's when I started, I got tired of it real quick. It's the reason why I started writing shit down, because this is going to be one of those kind of movies where it's going to be, trope upon trope upon trope. And I'm like, you know what? I want to have fun with this. So I had fun with it. But that's where my mindset was when I was watching this. Watching it the second time, I'm like, I'm going to be a little bit more critical about this. It's what I do. And the production is crap.
It's terrible.
I still like the designs. They're not great, but I like the designs. I like the Zords minus the Mastodon. I like, I enjoy the Ranger outfits. For some reason, for me, I loved Goldar's look. Like, I really, really liked Goldar's look. That weird, like, half dragon, half demon thing that he was. I really liked that.
I suppose you enjoyed Spawn, so that makes sense.
I love bad shit like that. Like, that's me. Like,
yeah, but that was in '99. This was last year.
And it looked like Spawn put into this world and into this year, last year, and I'm fine with that. And
thanks, Gary.
It went around the curve for me. It went from bad to it sealed the deal with, oh no, Bumblebee, stand still, Bumblebee. Like, that sealed the deal for me. And at that point, I'm going to come around and I'm going to give this movie an 11. No.
Don't you fucking dare.
10.5.
You're making Miku sad.
You're also making Miku break the Twitch layout.
No, actually,
no.
it doesn't break it.
Oh, nice. You got it to not hide you.
Well, no. Oh, yeah. I do that on purpose when I'm doing other stuff.
I am going to give this movie a 7, though. Like, I really had a lot of fun with it. And even the second time watching it, I put in twice the amount of effort that all the rest of you guys did. I watched this movie all the way through twice.
That's 2 more times than you should
and
have.
I'm still giving it a 7 because I still, for me, endings are how it is. Endings are what I focus on the most. It's the reason why I fucking hated the Fantastic Four movie, where it had a pretty decent beginning and then just went weird and fucked off halfway through and came out to be a shithole at the end. This movie ended on a really good note for me, and that's what I take away from it.
So if anyone wants to impress CJ, here's one way to impress CJ, all right? You take CJ out for a nice... Rachel, if you're listening to this.
Did you just call him TJ?
TJ. I mean...
Drink.
I've called him weirder. This is how you impress CJ. You take him out to a fine dining restaurant, right? It's nice. You light some candles. You get in the mood. You smell some nice Shiraz. And it's a pre-show bit.
The fuck are you going with this, Dale Murray Campbell?
Then appetizers are served, right? You eat the appetizers. The appetizers are delicious. You eat them. They're good. They're wholesome.
Delicious.
The
so
fuck
bad.
you going with this, Dale Murray Campbell?
Then entrees are served, right? And then what you do after entrees are served, you do the Troll 2 fucking time warp. You stop time. You get up on the table and pee everywhere. The waiter takes it away. You eat dessert. Dessert is the best thing you have ever eaten. So therefore, you give it a 7. You can listen to the show live Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern.
I did appreciate the smelling the Shiraz line. That was great.
Thank you.
And we no, Dia appreciated it. We just heard her laugh upstairs.
Also appreciate it. Write those into the chat.
Huh. Fun.
So
I
also,
didn't know Dale could offend me.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know Dale could actively piss me off.
I'm sorry.
Huh. This is a weird feeling.
Dear in the chat says, note to self, don't go on dates with Dale.
Too bad, you already proposed to him.
Right? That's very true. Dale's plans.
My mother dies, my father comes back to life, and I can actively get pissed off at Dale. Huh.
This
we
is
really
the
are
dark.
in the darkest timeline.
Huh.
I wasn't actively trying to piss you off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The analogy.
Fun. You can listen to the show Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Fridays at 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/GeekIO Show. If you want to get a hold of us, you can do so. GeekIOShow@gmail.com. All of our social media /GeekIO Show. You can even give us a call and leave us a voicemail on our Geek Hotline at 727-489-4335. That is 727-489-GEEK. Remember that we do have a Discord as well that you can come and hang out with us there at geek-io.net/Discord, and you can support us by going over to patreon.com/geekio. That'll get you into a personal room for us in the Discord channel, get you a master feed of all the shows, and a lot more. Josh.
CJ.
What was going on next week that I might have to rethink now?
Apparently we are this week and going into next week playing some games with people's feelings.
It wasn't.
Oh, burn!
Update, I've just seen a backslash through the, or strike through, excuse me, that's the correct term.
Backslash.
Rented review of Sausage Party. Wait, what? Oh God!
Oh, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Spider-Man
Homecoming. I did not hate that movie. And deep discussions on let's not do
Nazi murders
of Hitler's IMDb page. It's amazing. Treasure trove.
Hail Hitler?
Hail Hitler.
I like that Demon Kai voice you just whipped out there, CJ.
Thank you.
All right. We've been doing things this week.
We have.
Yeah, we have, apparently.
We do things every week on the Geek IO show. It's just a matter of whether or not our listeners tune in.
Yeah. You can listen to the Anime Otaku Show where we kill off a really bad show after some really deep conversation.
We did what Nazis deserve to have to a really bad show.
CJ cries and more.
Yes, I did. I actively cried on camera.
Generic live show gets canceled.
See, I can play along too.
In this week's episode of the Manipool, there's a bad feeling within the group. Fire, and more fire. Some people are saved, some people aren't.
Rao, you actually missed a part of my bit.
Oh.
You want to read that? You're not reading the show.
It gets canceled and replaced with Terrible Tuesday Movie Night, hosted by Dia and Carrie.
Hey, that sounds great.
Right? So much. This is a great idea, a fantastic idea.
I know.
And starting next Sunday, right before Gamer Geeks, my political talk show.
For 3 hours.
Yes.
I can't wait to tune in.
And the party tries to fight a thing, and the stage gets set.
Eldritch Evil shit's back. Good job. He makes his premiere finally.
It's going to be so much fun editing this show this week. So much fun.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure I have a copy of this one.
It's gonna be so much fun.
So we have show titles that throughout the show,
Jesus
people in the chat,
Christ.
ourselves in our chat room, put into geekio.show.tv, and most of the time before the show it works until somebody quote unquote doesn't fix anything and then does things to prove me wrong. I'm starting to notice a fucking theme tonight.
Fired plus. Definition says I've been fired plus.
Yeah,
and
whoever
Carrie
said
embarrasses
fire used
herself by
fire
reading.
3.
Fired
So
3
we
times.
have blah problem picnic. It's a twiddle handle. Show up for pre-show at some point. Objectively. Wrong show notes. It's more entertaining this way. A full circle of ranging, a full circle of rangering. Everyone loves Tommy. He was just an utter disaster. Is that bully Ed Sheeran? Notebook smack. Mentor is a dick. Product placement. Random none interjection. The best part was the credits. You failed. Go home. I don't want to bond with you after I already decided to bond with you. He clearly hates fun. The bull is what this movie is. Smash that love button. Super smash that love button. Your boy Billy Joel the blogger. Playing with his sack. Somebody dies, somebody comes back. It is what it is. It was better than Sausage Party? Dale's dinner plans.
Yeah.
We not call it
Dale's dinner
call it
plans.
Dale's dinner plans.
Dale's dinner plans.
Hey, look at that. We got a Dale in the show notes again.
Yeah.
Dale in the title.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. We'll talk to you later.
Hopefully we're all there next week.
We'll see you next week.
About?
Bye.
We're not recording
I get Water Buffalo outro, so I'm happy.
Hi, my name is Water Buffalo, and I hope you've enjoyed this Geek I Media Network production. Copyright 2018, you see how that works?
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.